Okay. All right, I am going to go on ahead and start a little early. And apologies if my webcam looks like crap. I am using the thing on my computer. All right, so here is the current plan. I am about to put the notification on Instagram, let everyone know I'm live. And while everyone's joining, I'm just going to show off the stuff I've watched throughout the previous month, this particular case being July. And then every so often I'll check, see if anyone's got any questions, anyone want to say anything, that sort of stuff. So hey, what's up, dude? Plan is getting ready to make the notification on Instagram, let people know that I'm live. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna just show off the stuff I've watched throughout the previous month and then periodically just answer some questions. What up, Stan? Hey, Noah, what's going on? So let me go on ahead and give everyone the notification that I am live. And then we will get started. And I started a minute early. I don't think that's going to be too big of a difference maker, but all right. Best theater experience. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Best theater experience ever. I would have to say it's either when I saw Spider-Man Homecoming or when I saw Endgame. Because when I saw Homecoming, even though Homecoming's not one of my favorite MCU movies, the vibe that theater had didn't feel like you were in a theater and you were supposed to be quiet. It kind of felt like almost like a watch-along party, if that makes any sense. So that was one that I really enjoyed. And with Endgame, I mean, it was Endgame. So I think that one kind of speaks for itself. And let me... That's... Sorry, Instagram's acting up on me. This theater experience was No Way Home. That one was also good, but given that, on my end at least, the theater here was still kind of cautious due to the pandemic, it wasn't as enjoyable as it was for Homecoming. But when Andrew Garfield showed up, that theater went crazy. So that one's definitely up there, but I do feel like just because of the whole, at the time, at least in my area, theaters didn't open back up until like June or July. I think that was probably part of it. My Spider-Man ranking: 3 Far From Home, 2 Homecoming, and 1 No Way Home. Solid ranking. If you're talking the MCU specifically, I definitely agree with number one. If you're talking Spider-Man movies just in general, I would say Spider-Man 2 would be number 3 for me. No Way Home would be number 2. And then, well, number 1 for me is still Into the Spider-Verse, but I'm definitely going to have to figure it out again once I give a rewatch to Across the Spider-Verse. Theater I was at went crazy when that happened. Yeah, they definitely went crazy for Andrew Garfield. I think because of how close the gap was between when we first see Andrew Garfield and when we first see Tobey Maguire. I feel like that's part of the reason why it wasn't as big of a pop from everyone when Tobey Maguire showed up. But I can also say, at least me personally, a lot of people that I do know on a personal level enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man movies a lot more than I think they get credit for. So I think that was part of it too. And, sorry, I'm trying to readjust here. So sorry if it's... Am I going to watch the Spider-Man fan film? Honestly, I did not know there was a Spider-Man fan film that was going to be out. Do you know where it's going to be? Is it going to be like on YouTube? Is it going to be on like Vimeo? I'm assuming because of it being a fan film, they can't really put it somewhere where they'll be charging. So I'm assuming it would be one of those two are my assumptions. YouTube for free on Thursday. I will definitely look into it and check it out. See, yeah, because I will definitely be home on Thursday, so I will definitely check that one out. Hey, David, what's going on, man? Glad you're here. And apologies to everyone. I know I'm going to be like doing this. Like, if I put something up on screen, I'm sure I'm going to be screwing it up because just how my camera is in front of me. So, before I go back to answering any questions, I am fully aware that my computer webcam sucks, but up until recently, I didn't have good internet. So that's why, if you check my channel, there's only a handful of live streams. So this is me just testing it out, see what happens. If today goes well, then sometime during the week, or most likely this weekend, just because I don't work this weekend, I will get an actual like HD webcam. But David, doing good today. What movie did you end up seeing? On my end, my most recent movie I saw in theaters was Talk to Me. And as far as at home goes, sometime today I will hopefully finally be watching the new Justice League animated movie War World. The runtime is 2 hours with end credits. All right. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I know I complain about runtimes quite often, but 2 hours, I can do 2 hours. There's nothing wrong with that one. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Hopefully, you're enjoying your cruise. My Little Pony, a new generation movie. Cool. Glad you enjoyed it. What's going on still on the cruise? Yet still catching up on everyone. Congrats on your end on being able to keep up with everyone. I am still behind on catching up on some videos. Just, I don't know who all knows like everything, but I got a lot of stuff going on like outside of Let's Watch a Movie. So sometimes it's a little difficult to keep up with everything. So hopefully I can catch up. And to anyone that's currently like in the stream, and to anyone that ends up watching this later, if there's a specific video of yours you want me to check out, feel free to DM me the video on Instagram, because that's the social media platform I'm most active on. So that one would be the easier one for me to like check your message and go, oh, cool, so-and-so's got a new video out. Let me go on and check it out. So to anyone, apologies if I've missed out on any videos recently. And if there's anything specific you want me to check out, definitely send it to me through Instagram if you're on social media. Glad you're doing good. Posted videos on my channel of Fanboy Comic Con. Nice, awesome. Yeah, I have not gotten to go to a Comic Con recently. One of the things I do outside of Let's Watch a Movie is I'm a self-published writer, and that's one of the places I normally go to a lot of Comic Cons to sell my books. But right now, the next release isn't for another month. So haven't exactly anything new to do to promote the stuff. So hadn't gotten to go recently. So I will definitely check those out. Probably tomorrow, though. And Buc-ee's. Oh. All right, I keep seeing... So I live in Virginia. And I think they're opening up a Buc-ee's in Bristol, which is a city that's on the border of Virginia and Tennessee. And every time I watch like another channel I'm subscribed to, like talks about like various businesses and stuff. And I would like to go to a Buc-ee's, but the closest one is hours and hours away. Like Bristol, I think once it's open's the closest one for me, and that's still like 4.5 hours away. Sony Spider-Man films. Yeah, definitely agree with Morbius. Oh, in the Spider-Verse. All right, solid ranking. Definitely have to say that I agree with Morbius being at the bottom. So I'm not going to talk my worst theatrical experience for a couple of different reasons. But my second worst theatrical experience, hands down, is when I saw Morbius. So the main theater in my area is a Regal. And I went over there before they had opened. The kiosk, the printer ran out of ink, so I had to wait for them to open, go inside. The manager did not know how to like fix everything. The guy mopping the floors was able to fix my issue before the manager. The theater was not properly cleaned beforehand. And to top it off, I was sitting next to someone who got up 3 different times throughout the movie, twice during the previews, to get concessions. I honestly would not be surprised if there's something wrong with that person because he got up twice to get large popcorn. Sarah. Hey, Scott. Sarah. Appreciate the support, Sarah. Good, David. And favorite actor. I don't really have a favorite actor. Like a lot of the movies that I watch are either because it's just something that I thought would be a good movie to watch, or I actually watch more movies based on directors. Like when the whole Barbenheimer thing first happened, I knew 100% I was going to be seeing Oppenheimer because I'm a Nolan fan. I'm a huge DC Comics fan, so I know next week one of the movies I am going to be seeing in theaters is Blue Beetle. Also, to those that watch like the movie reviews, I'm going to go on and give everyone a heads up now. There's going to be 3 movie reviews next week. So the first one, my local Regal is going to be doing Mystery Movie Monday again. So going to be seeing that. I've already gotten my ticket to see an early screening of Strays with Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx, where they're dogs that are getting revenge on Jamie Foxx or Will Ferrell's master, and Blue Beetle. And it's most likely going to be in that order. Like the mystery movie is going to be the first one, then the Strays, then Blue Beetle. But yeah, not necessarily a favorite actor. I will say because I do watch stuff with certain directors, though. Like one of my favorite directors is Tim Burton, so I own a lot of stuff that's got Johnny Depp in it. With Nolan, I own a lot of stuff with Cillian Murphy. I own a lot of stuff with Michael Caine. Being a fan of the Coen brothers, Frances McDormand's in a lot of their stuff. So that sort of thing. Congrats on 10 years on YouTube. This channel specifically is a little over 2 years old. And my main channel, for those who don't know, on the like outside of this, also a writer. The channel where I promote my books and stuff is a little over 3 years old because I started that in January of 2020 and started this one in April of 2021. Sure, it's only been 5 months on your end. I feel like we've been following each other a little bit longer than that. August 28th of this year, again, happy early anniversary. Yeah, I don't know the exact date on my end. Like I said, I know I started my main channel in January at some point. I know I started this one in April of 2021 because the first video I did on here was the Mortal Kombat reboot. Thoughts on Barbie getting $1 billion? And Saw X and Paw Patrol releasing the same day, aka Saw Patrol. So I'm cool with Barbie getting $1 billion. I will say, being someone that's watched a lot of stuff with Margot Robbie, it seems like the movies that she's like tried to use to like help like jumpstart her career haven't really done as well as everyone's hoped. So for her to do that is great. I'm gonna be honest, I still haven't seen the movie yet, just had other stuff going on. But also being a fan of Greta Gerwig because I own Lady Bird, and I've seen her other movie that she's done. So everyone involved definitely have earned having a movie like that. I gotta say, it's kind of funny that we're getting different IP based stuff getting the $1 billion club this year compared to the usual like comic book movies and nostalgia stuff. As far as Saw Patrol goes, I'm thinking about doing a video on it because I read some article where someone was like trying to explain why they thought that Saw Patrol was going to be as big as Barbenheimer. And I don't agree with that. To anyone here that does agree and they do think that one of those two movies is going to get $1 billion in a couple weeks and both of them are just going to have a stranglehold in the box office for a couple weeks, cool. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it. I don't see these two movies doing quite like that. I do think that we definitely need more competition with movies in theaters. Because when Barbenheimer happened, there was a lot of people seeing both of them. And the movie theaters have not completely recovered from the pandemic. So we definitely need to feel like if we have more stuff like that, and even in the case of Barbie and Oppenheimer, they don't necessarily, you wouldn't think they'd have the same audience. Saw and Paw Patrol most likely shouldn't, but then again, I saw Sonic 2 and Michael Bay's Ambulance on the same day. One's rated R and one's rated PG, so there's that. Cool. I'll be honest, I'm definitely more of an Android person, so kudos on learning the new iPad. I will say a few years ago, my dad finally upgraded to a smartphone because he's had a flip phone forever. And he ended up getting an iPhone because that was just what they were willing to offer him for a cheap price with his contract. So I did have to learn how to use an iPhone so I could show him how to use the iPhone. So that was an experience. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest fans, yes, it is a great movie. I have the box set DVD somewhere, and that's probably one of the movies I will be watching this month just because I saw it recently when I was like reorganizing some stuff, and I was like, I should probably rewatch that because it's been a little bit. I had the years, end up 7 years. Recently started February. Okay, that makes sense now. So I am currently caught up on the questions or on everything in the live stream so far. So for right now, I'm probably just going to start showing off some of the stuff I've watched the previous month, and I'll come back periodically, check some questions, that sort of thing, comments, all that good stuff. So sound good? So my local, one of the red box kiosks in my area, you can buy movies. So I picked up Megan finally. Not a bad movie, but I will say I'm not too mad about missing it out in theaters. I already did a video on that where I made a rant on the whole, like, why I didn't see it in theaters. Long story short, the week it opens in theaters is the same time that they announced that there's going to be a director's cut, and I just I thought that was a stupid time to announce that. So I didn't. I just waited out, and they had a deal on Redbox where I was able to buy one movie and then get one for $1.50 off. The other one I picked up was Babylon, which I still have yet to watch because it is 3 hours and 5 minutes, and I do not have that type of time on my hands. My Little Pony New Generation Netflix film starring Sunny, Hitch, Izzy, Pip, Zip, trying to get Ponykind back together. Cool. Currently at the moment, don't have Netflix because I've also been getting a couple people asking if I've seen the new Power Ranger special. Right now, I only have Amazon Prime as far as like main streaming services go. I'm probably going to be getting Shudder soon. Back together. Okay, so get all Ponykind back together and the return of their magic. Okay, cool. Like I said, currently don't have Netflix, so that's one of the reasons I can't really check it out right now. And I probably should like try to get Netflix for at least, even if it's only a month, because I've had a couple people tell me like some stuff I should check out. Oh, okay, never mind then. When's the next day I'm going to Walmart? Probably not tomorrow. But I know one day this week I go to Walmart just to like get groceries and stuff. So I'll definitely check my local Walmart once I go over there and pick up my groceries and all that good stuff. All right, so I also rewatched seasons 2 and 3 of the Clone Wars. Bought the first 4 seasons at a flea market not too long ago, and picked up season 5 on eBay. No, 5 and Lost Missions on eBay. So I don't know who saw my Star Wars collection video, but I did give a little bit of a hot take that I prefer Rebels to Clone Wars. No offense to anyone here that is a Star Wars fan that loves Clone Wars, but my thoughts remain the same. I still prefer Rebels. Like, Clone Wars has been good. It's had some entertaining stuff, but I think I definitely prefer the more serialized storyline that we get with Rebels. And I don't have Disney Plus anymore. I saw what all I wanted to see at the particular time when I had it, plus I was getting it for a discount price. So I have not seen The Bad Batch yet either. Pick up Fast X. Why we see Barbie has a million big thing. Fast X, I'm definitely going to be picking up just because I own all the other Fast and Furious movies. So that one's a definite on my end. But as far as Barbie hitting the amount it's hit, even though I haven't seen it yet, right now I am supportive of anything that can help bring back audiences to movie theaters, because there's only been a handful of movies I've seen since the pandemic started that have had full theaters. So regardless, even if I end up seeing it and not liking it, if it's getting more people in theaters and it's convincing the movie studios, once everything's situated with the writer's strike first, let me clear that up now. Then if it's bringing in audiences, then that's the main thing I'm looking at. Like, bring in people, Then you got other movies getting a chance to do their thing. Because a lot of movies in my area are like spending like 2-3 weeks tops in theaters. Understood, definitely. All right, so caught up again. Bugs Bunny, what's up, Doc? So this was a commemorative thing they did for Bugs Bunny's anniversary. So it has a lot of the same stuff, but it did get a couple of new shorts, and it has episodes of the most recent Looney Tunes cartoons. And I had unsubscribed from Max around the time that they started airing this, so I never got to watch them. So it was cool getting to see the episodes that's on there. Aquaman, didn't necessarily watch my Blu-ray copy per se. I was waiting for something to come on TV, and Aquaman was on while I was waiting for whatever it was that was coming on. Batman Ninja. I was just going through some of my. Okay, there we go. I was just going through some of my stuff, and this just seemed like the something I was going to go in and sit down and watch. Plus, short runtime. Act of Valor. When he goes to war movies, this one's not one of my favorites. Just going to be honest. Youth in Revolt. All right, so this is based off a book. Well, technically, I think there's either 3 or 4 books. And my senior year of high school, my English teacher convinced me to read it, and I thought the book was great. It was funny, it was entertaining. I had read through a good chunk of it the first day, not even realizing I had already read like a third of the book. This movie sucks, though. Don't know what else to say. Class, this is a Doctor Who spinoff set during Peter Capaldi's run as the Doctor. It's okay. Like, had they continued it, I would have probably still checked out the other ones. Tales of the Walking Dead. I still need to pick up the final season of the main show. And I got the first episode of Dead City with Maggie and Negan on my DVR. This was all right. Like, if you're a Walking Dead fan, it's definitely worth checking out. Season 2 is going to be called More Tales of the Walking Dead, I believe. So there's that. And I think I've already shown some of those off recently. I don't know how they ended up in my other stack. The Karate Kid. All right, let me just say before. All right, good movie. Classic. I know that. Not hating on the movie at all. But I will say other people definitely like this movie more than I do. I don't know any other way to put it. Angry Birds 1 and 2. All right. this is going to be an interesting take, I guess. One of the videos I am going to be doing, hopefully in the near future, is going to be a ranking video for my favorite movies based off of video game adaptations. And to any gamers out there, a lot of you will probably agree with me. A lot of video game movies kind of suck. And I remember when I was having the conversation with someone that I'm friends with, and we were trying to figure out like how many good video game adaptations there are. I was like, I'm probably going to have to put Angry Birds on there. And I rewatched it, and it's good for what it is, and it's probably going to get an honorable mention just because of how many bad video game movies there are. So there's that. Sorry, had a text. And I also have the first season of Angry Birds Tunes. So I found out about this because the first Roku I had a channel on it that was just the Angry Birds Tunes shorts. And these are a lot more fun than they probably should be. I will say I'm glad I only paid like either $2.99 or $3.99 each on them. But that's neither here nor there. And as far as the stuff that I saw in theaters goes, let me get to the... Okay. So long story short, I'm going on my YouTube channel real quick to check to see everything that I watched throughout the month of July. All right, so I saw A24's Past Lives. For whatever reason, A24's always like got a scattered release with a lot of their movies. Like, I'm surprised Talk to Me was like released week 1 in my area. Past Lives was really good. Like, there's a couple of people on Instagram where we talk pretty much like strictly horror movies. And when I finally got to see that, and then someone else saw it like around the same time I did, like, we were both like, there was a small group of us just talking about Past Lives instead of like the usual like horror films that come out. Saw Oppenheimer, which I already mentioned earlier in the stream. Enjoyed it. This is just my personal opinion, so no offense to anyone that when it goes to the Nolan movies. Like, for me though, Tenet is probably my least favorite Nolan movie. And when I was doing like my rankings for like the movies that I was most anticipating, Oppenheimer had I liked Tenet more than I did, Oppenheimer would have been number 1, no questions asked. But because of that, and also the enjoying Into the Spider-Verse way more than I was expecting to, Across the Spider-Verse ended up being my number 1, with Oppenheimer being number 2. I did a mystery movie Monday at my local Regal, which ended up being Gran Turismo. So Gran Turismo was supposed to come out this Friday, but for whatever reason, it got pushed back to the 25th. So to anyone watching this now or watching it before August 25th, I highly recommend checking out Gran Turismo. It was really good. And for anyone that's wondering about how a racing simulation game got turned into a movie, what they did a few years ago was they actually started like a racing academy that trained Gran Turismo players to become actual racers. And the movie tells the story of one of those particular drivers that made it to GT Academy when it was running. And then I saw A24's Talk to Me, which was, I enjoyed it. I know a couple people haven't enjoyed it quite as much. And I will say, even though I personally enjoyed Talk to Me, I think I saw somewhere that's got like a 96 or a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm thinking, like, all right, it's good. I enjoyed it. I can't say it was that good. And to those that definitely disagree with me, I'm not trying to like be disrespectful or anything, but I enjoyed it. Hopefully this isn't too much of a spoiler for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, but they could definitely release more movies in this universe. Like someone mentioned they heard rumors of a prequel. I personally feel like they could definitely tell a sequel story. So Talk to Me was definitely a fun movie. Good to watch. And it had a thing where it felt like your typical horror movie, but at the same time, there was elements to it that was different from other horror movies. And even though this one falls in August instead of July, I did see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem last week. And that was a fun movie. I'm assuming there's going to be some people probably checking that out this week because I don't know what's coming out in theaters this coming week. And I'm assuming a lot of people also wanted to see Meg 2, Barbenheimer still doing its thing. So you've got like 3 movies right off the bat that are like all fighting for like the top spot. So Mutant Mayhem was definitely fun. The animation style takes some getting used to. So for anyone like myself that's an animation fan, it definitely has a weird animation style. And I'm really hoping that this movie does well because they set up some really cool stuff with the sequel. And there's a couple things, like to anyone that's seen it that would like me to talk more about it later, like definitely message me on either Instagram or Twitter later on. And I will definitely like give my thoughts there. All right, so I've shown off everything I've watched during the month of July. I'm caught up with the comments, but I've also noticed more people have jumped in the live stream in the last little bit. Does anyone have any like questions or any comments they want to mention? Because I've pretty much caught up on everything. And also to anyone that's watching this either now or even later, let me know how the resolution for the live stream looks as you're watching it. Reason I'm saying that is this was kind of a test thing for me. Once I realized, so not too long ago, I switched internet providers and I did not realize that part of the reason that I had like slow signal and all that stuff, I thought it was just because I live in a rural area where there's no towers. And now that I've switched over to a new internet service, I've noticed a huge difference in the quality of my internet. So if everything turned out good, and yes, I'm aware it's an SD, so keep that in mind. I do know that part already. If this turns out well and everyone likes it, then I'll definitely go get an HD camera and do more HD live streams. And also at some point I need to get a new phone anyway, so I will try to make sure I have a new phone that streams HD so I can do HD live streams when I'm out as well. So I'll definitely do that too. And I know I had one person that's not in the stream that will definitely be checking this out later. For those wondering, I have a day job where I have to be at work at 2 a.m. So for anyone wondering why I'm not doing like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock live streams, one, I'm not going to be doing that tonight anyway. Wrestling fan, WWE comes on tonight, so going to be watching that. But the main reason I'm also watching that is because I'm off tomorrow. So the issue at hand is that I can't really do like the late night live streams because like 8 o'clock, I'm in bed because I got to be at work at 2 in the morning. So moving forward, if everyone wants more live streams, I'm definitely open to it. And do want to give everyone a heads up. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to post a link in the comment section real quick. And that's going to be for my main channel. I'm going to be doing some live streams over there. So if anyone wants to go over there, like, even if you're not like a book person, if you're not a reader, that's fine. But I can tell you now, if anyone over here goes over to my main channel, if I do a live stream and any of you want to talk movies instead of my books, the people that follow me over there, they're not going to care. They're going to be cool with it. So I'm going to post that in here as well to anyone that wants to subscribe over there. If not, cool. Definitely understand, like, completely different thing. And if it didn't work, because I can't really tell if it worked or not. Okay. Steve Tyson, aka Ty Lord, is giving me movies. He's giving me his very original movies. And okay, cool. Once you get those, I'm assuming you'll be showing those off in a video. So I will definitely check that out. So once you show some of those off, I will definitely feel free. I'll definitely make sure I'll be checking those out and subscribe. Cool. Appreciate it. Like I said, to those that don't know, like, the whole reason I got on YouTube in the first place was I'm an independent author and I use YouTube as a way to promote my books. And then this kind of happened later on. So, like I said, if I do a live stream over there and any of you want to like jump in, y'all can definitely ask movie questions. Y'all don't have to like get like context on like whatever book I'm talking about at the time. Like, definitely feel free to jump in because the people that follow my book stuff, they're going to be cool with it. Like, some of them will probably, oh, you saw this, or oh, you saw that, because occasionally, like, I'll share some of my movie reviews on my book Instagram page as well. And most of them are cool with that stuff. So there's that. All right. Again, I am caught up with everything. So I'm going to give it another minute or so. And if I don't see any more comments added or anyone else jumping in, then I'm probably going to go ahead and call it with this one. And to anyone that wants to check out the other stuff, feel free to. As far as videos this week goes, I have a review for the most recent Superman animated series, My Adventures with Superman. I'm going to be uploading my review for the most recent episode probably tomorrow. And I might be posting my Dollar Tree haul this week instead of next week. I don't know yet. And then I'm going to be, like I said, I'm probably going to do a video giving my thoughts on the whole Barbenheimer and Saw Patrol thing. So I'll probably record that tomorrow and then put it up on Thursday, I think. So anyone else got anything? Because that was pretty much it on my end. All right. Again, to anyone that is watching this later on, let me know if y'all have any other things that you want to add or any feedback you have. Like I said, I know I'm using an SD camera, so other than that, as long as the resolution turned out good on your end, then I will look into getting a more high-def camera to use for future live streams. And I will try to do them a little more often now that I've got better internet service that can handle me doing live streams. And then I showed off the stuff I've watched during this previous month. So those watching later on, feel free to put in the comments down below. I've got a couple. Cool. Good for you, David. What up, Dave? So not sure what all you've gotten to see in here yet, but I showed off the stuff I watched throughout the previous month, and definitely wanted to make sure I get some feedback later on for like making sure that the live stream wasn't like blurry or poor resolution, because that's the reason I hadn't done a lot of them before, because I had crappy internet service before. I have better internet service now. Once this is over and I eat dinner, because I live on the East Coast and it's almost 5 o'clock here, so I'm gonna eat dinner after this, I will check out the video links you sent me. And I did give everyone the heads up that I am going to probably do some live streams on my book channel as well. And if you want to hop over there whenever I do a live stream and you still want to talk movie stuff instead of whatever book I'm talking about, that is perfectly fine, because I know a lot of the people that follow my book stuff, like, they're going to be watching, but not a lot of people are going to be as interactive as all of you are over here. So if y'all want me to talk movies over there next time I do a live stream, definitely feel free, jump in, do all that stuff. I've got the link to my main channel somewhere in the comment section. But yeah, I think that was everything so far. So if no one has anything else, I think I'm going to go on ahead, call it on here, and probably get myself some dinner, because like I said, it's about 5 o'clock on the East Coast now. So eat, watch a movie, watch wrestling, and that's probably going to be it for the rest of my day. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab some. Yeah, I definitely need to, because I told them earlier with my day job, I go in at 2 a.m. So I had breakfast, but I want to make sure I was well rested before the live stream. So I took a nap when I got home and woke up like 20 minutes before I started this. So I haven't had lunch yet. So this is going to be like lunch and dinner for me. But yeah, to anyone that watches this later on, I'm going to have a couple of links in the comment section down below. Main one being for my main channel, so that if I do a live stream over there, even if you're not a reader, you can definitely jump in over there. And if you want to talk movies during the live stream, you can. Since I mentioned that I watched Megan, in my last haul video, I gave my thoughts on the movie because I had watched it at the time. So I will definitely reshare that video for anyone that hadn't seen it yet. All right, so I'll go ahead and do my outro I usually do in my videos, and then we'll call it quits, or call it a day with this one. That's going to do it for this one. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below on anything I've mentioned during the live stream. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and tune in next time.